right, thank you everyone for your patience today. I apologize for the tardy start, but as they say, legislative business is fluid, so we sometimes have to kind of roll with it. So I will call this Transportation Conference Committee to order. Today is Friday, May 9th, 2025. We are in the Minnesota Senate Building, room 1150. Did I say the time already? It's 1:30 p.m. We do not quite yet have a quorum, but we will proceed with testimony because we have quite a bit. So for those who are following along, you can see the list on the agenda. And also just to let you know, we'll be calling Steve Huser up from the City of Minneapolis right after Pat Benner from AFSCME. So for those of you who are testifying, I will call 3 at a time, so please come forward. When I call you and take each of the one of the 3 seats. And, you know, we have Ms. Ethier over here. She's going to be our timekeeper. She's going to we're asking for about 2 minutes. There'll be a little bit of grace, but not much grace. You don't want to tangle with Beth Ethier. So we appreciate everyone coming forward. I also want to say that today's testimony is very, very important, and we appreciate it. It's not exclusive of our desire to call folks forward to testify from time to time as we're working through issues. So this is not the end of our public conversation. Madam Chair, anything to say?
No, I just really want to thank all the testifiers for coming out today and look forward to hearing your input on our transportation bill. Thank you.
And then I'll just mention, Mr. Chair, anything to say?
No, the other 2 House slackers are probably on their way.
All right, very good. Yeah, I have rumors, people promising me that they're on their way over, so some other senators will make an appearance. They'll grace us with their presence at some point. You know how senators are. And then we have prepared a list of sames and similars, which we may or may not consider later, kind of up to the House. So stay tuned to that. Might be really exciting. Might have a little actual substantive committee conversation. All right, with that, we will commence. So I'll call up MJ Weiss, Jeremy Estenson, and Pat Benner. And then to everyone who's testifying, you're all pros, but I'll just say, so I don't have to say it every time, just introduce yourself before you begin speaking and then proceed with your testimony. Welcome.
Thank you. For the record, my name is MJ Weiss-Blair. Chair Dibble, Chair Kogel, Chair Kosnick, and the members of the Transportation Conference Committee, thank you for allowing me this opportunity. As you know, my name is MJ. I'm the mother of Kayla Gable. Today I sit in front of you forever as my daughter Kayla's voice. Today, May 9th, 2025, marks exactly 18 months from the date that Kayla chose death by suicide on the Washington Avenue Bridge. She left behind a 2-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter, and many, many others who may never forget who she was or she would have become had she only been forced to pause and realize that there is hope and help out there, even in times of darkness. She was 29 years old. 2 days after I lost Kayla, I walked on the bridge for my first time. I saw a very frightening problem, a problem that has existed for a very long time. I knew that I needed to speak up for Kayla and for the others who are no longer with us. I was encouraged by my friend Brittany to call Eric Mischie. It was the right call to make. Eric Mischie is the CEO of SAVE, Suicide Awareness Voices of Education. Together, we formed Kayla's Hope Team. Together, SAVE and Kayla's Hope Team have helped highlight this tragic problem, and we nearly succeeded in getting suicide barriers placed on the bridge last year. I've spoken to all of you in hearings and in your offices. I've noted that the Washington Avenue Bridge, built over 50 years ago, has had existing pedestrian railings that offer zero protection for the thousands of students and many others who walk, jog, run, or bike across it every single day. I've learned that as many as 2 to 5 people who may be struggling from some form of mental distress die by suicide every year because there are no barriers to protect them. This tragedy is so very real. The numbers shocking. And because suicide is something few people are willing to speak about, this has gone on for decades. Since May of last year, we have worked with the university to get some sort of temporary barriers in place. Fortunately, shortly after she came to the U, President Cunningham took the initiative to have a chain link fence placed on the bridge. This is only a temporary solution, but it has already saved at least 6 lives that we are aware of. We have research that shows physical barriers on bridges and high structures can reduce suicide death rates at these sites by up to 90%. I appreciate what each of you has done to include funding for suicide deterrent barriers in both the Senate and the House transportation bills. I know we can fix this problem. For me, this has been a very long, very painful road, but I think you have heard Kayla's voice. I am now an active member of the SAVE board. I am passionately working on a solution to this problem. There should be no trade-off between saving money and saving lives. It's time to get this done. It is time we apply the same safety standards for suicide prevention that we already expect in public infrastructure to protect the people we love. I, my family, my friends, Kayla's Hope Team and SAVE pray that you include funding for suicide deterrent barriers on the Washington Avenue Bridge in your final conference report. Altogether, we can end this tragedy. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Weiss, and I'll just take the opportunity to express my gratitude to you and, of course, our condolences, but my gratitude and our shared gratitude for everything you've been doing over these now many years to try to make this happen, and I feel a lot of energy and commitment I sense that's shared throughout this conference committee, so we look forward to getting this done at last. So appreciate your persistence and your perseverance.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Espenson.
Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, members of the conference committee, thank you for taking a moment to hear some testimony about the ongoing truck driver shortage. As freight needs continue to grow in the United States, finding qualified drivers continues to be a problem. This isn't the first, nor will it probably be the last time you hear our group talking about its needs. And at the beginning of the year, the House Transportation Committee heard a bill which addressed three critical concerns included in their bill in the policy article. I believe it's section 41 on page 74, line 5. The bill authorizes the department to do some scheduling only for CDL testing, and we think that's very important. An average truck driver applicant is 55 years old, has probably set aside some other career, and is looking for some certainty from the time they take their training to the time that they are able to actually take their test. And Mr. Chair, in your bill on the Senate side, we appreciate the extension of the CDL training period from 6 months to 1 year. We hope that each body will accept the others language and make progress, at least on this particular facet of closing the gap between drivers we need and drivers we have. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. All right. You set the standard for everyone on time. Mr. Benner, welcome.
Good afternoon, Chairs Dibble, Cagle, Kosnick, and members of the committee. My name is Pat Benner, and I'm a legislative representative with AFSCME Council 5. Thank you for your consideration of my comments on the Omnibus Transportation Bill. I want to start by thanking all of you for the inclusion of strong operating adjustments for MnDOT and DVS in both the House and Senate budget bills. We are additionally grateful for the Senate provision to appropriate $43.5 million over the next 4 years to the Operations and Maintenance Division at MnDOT. Our members have been at the Capitol quite a bit this year, advocating for additional funding, as well as asking for a renewed interest at the legislature in tackling privatization within the Department of Transportation. Based on TTAA reports, internal bids would be cheaper 60% of the time if we had the staff to do the work, but we don't have the people because the money isn't there to pay them competitive wages. We ask that you adopt the Senate proposals for operating adjustments in the Omnibus bill to address the shortfall, but want to thank Chair Kosnick and Chair Cagle for putting together a strong budget bill on this front. We are disappointed that the LAC Evaluation Subcommittee did not recommend the OLA investigate the Taxpayers Transportation Accountability Act, but rest assured that we will continue advocating for this in the upcoming session if we can't get it included sooner. I also want to thank you for the inclusion of the no-show fee increases at DVS and would be happy with either the House or Senate position. However, we do oppose the House provision to shift approximately 45% of the blackout plate revenue to the HUTDF. We certainly understand that MnDOT, the counties, and the cities all need more revenue for transportation maintenance, but the size of the revenue is so minuscule for them that it won't make any difference in their budgets. It will, on the other hand, significantly impact DVS's ability to stay ahead of the backlog for road exams. We also support the EV surcharge increases for both bills, as the revenue is vitally important for, as EVs become a larger share of the statewide fleet. And we are supportive of the Senate provision to require work zone safety modules in driver's education. I appreciate the time. Sorry for going 30 seconds over.
That would be the grace granted to you by Ms. Ethier. Thank you. And next we have Steve Huser from Minneapolis, Jeff Potts from the Minnesota Chiefs of Police, and Paris Dunning from the East Side Business Association. Welcome. So we're starting with Mr. Huser.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee. My name is Steve Huser. I am a senior government relations representative for the city of Minneapolis. I want to thank you and thank you all, the chairs and members of the conference committee, for the work on these bills this session. There are many provisions of interest to the city of Minneapolis in these bills, such as MSA funding and reductions to regional transit funding, but I'm going to limit my comments to a few specific provisions of the bills. The city supports and thanks you all for the inclusion of traffic calming funding in both bills. As the provisions are different in the bills, we do look forward to working with the conference committee if a compromise position becomes necessary. The city of Minneapolis continues to support the goal of the provisions in the Senate bill that would provide more local control and flexibility to cities related to MSA design rules. We will continue to work with the conference committee to work toward our shared goal of balancing flexibility for local governments to design streets that provide safety and livability components while maintaining sound engineering considerations. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. I think you set the new standard. Welcome, Mr. Potts.
Thank you, Chairs Dibble, Cagle, and Kosnick, and members. My name is Jeff Potts. I'm the Executive Director for the Minnesota Chiefs of Police Association. We represent more than 300 police chiefs across the state. I'm also here today representing the Minnesota Sheriff's Association. That is the 87 elected county sheriffs in the state. I'm here today to call your attention to the R92 House Only Article 2, Section 29. On lines specifically 966.2 and 3, where it says bodily injury, and it strikes to a person who, because of the injury, immediately receives medical attention away from or at the scene of the accident. This section deals with the law enforcement's requirement to report or complete the State of Minnesota Department of Public Safety accident report. We feel this small change will actually lead to less accurate reporting of vehicle crashes. This report is a very detailed and comprehensive report of car crashes or vehicle accidents that involve either disabling damage, fatality, or bodily injury that receives immediate medical attention at or away from the scene. Although there are uses of this report related to data collection, the reports are primarily used by insurance companies. Even though Minnesota follows a no-fault system when it comes to car accidents under the comparative negligence standard, these reports are frequently used to establish fault, where even one error has the potential to negatively impact a person's claim. When an officer responds to a crash that involves disabling damage, fatality, or injury, they complete the state action report that I mentioned. That report collects 197 points of data, as well as a diagram and a narrative of the crash scene. We feel that if a person is delayed by days, weeks, or months in reporting their injuries, and try to file that action report, that law enforcement will not be able to complete the report in an accurate manner as they would if they were at the scene of the crash. I say that because within the 197 points of data collected, there are things like the driver's physical condition, contributing factors that led to the accident, location of the nearest harmful event. These are things that they can see when they're at the scene. Where there is functional traffic control devices, truly functional or not working, weather conditions at the time of the crash, road surface conditions, whether it's wet, icy, snow, dry, or there's sand on the road, and the lighting at the time. All of these bits of data are very important, and it's important to the officer to be able to see that at the time of the crash. We're concerned that the change could have disproportional impacts to drivers who do not have the resources to hire an attorney to represent them if a report is filed after the time of the crash. We have been in conversations with MnDOT, the Office of Traffic Safety, to find ways to make sure appropriate and accurate data is collected on car crashes. However, we don't feel this is the best way to accomplish that. We'll continue to work with them to develop a better solution. I will point out the law was changed in 1983, and it did cite then bodily injury. However, because of ambiguity associated with the phrase bodily injury, it was changed again in 1984 to include close to what's current language, which is bodily injury immediately demonstrable or immediately demonstrable bodily injury. So currently we support the Senate version on this bill, and Mr. Chair, we thank you for the opportunity to be here to speak to you today.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Mr. Potts. And Mr. Dunning, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair. My name is Paris Dunning. I'm the director of the East Side Area Business Association. I'm speaking in support of the Senate Article 3, Section 7 and 8, Mitigating Transportation Project Impacts on Business and Local Business Construction Impacts Assistance Program. Our coalition of businesses applauds what you find in this bill, members. It includes activities of the business liaison and a mitigation program. Both together could vastly improve the experience of businesses during construction. We have 3 suggestions to make it stronger. 1, change the effective date. Currently, it excludes the very businesses we've been in front of you talking about all session. A change to March 31st or to construction season 2025 would include businesses on Arcade Street, Highway 61. 2, the provision establishes a funding mechanism without naming an amount. We suggest adding a floor, so there is a minimum number that would be significant to businesses. This is how we figured that out for our project. We took MnDOT's estimated timeline, 1 to 3 months of significant impact. We counted the number of businesses in the construction zone, and we talked to some of them about what amount would help. We determined 1 month of base expenses for our area that came out to about $10,000, which is about the cost of rent. With 150 businesses, we estimated a fund of $1.5 million. MnDOT could do the same work during the design phase. We would strongly recommend a floor for this program that would be at least 1 month of base expenses for each eligible business in the construction zone. 3, change the number of days of impact, which is currently 60, to 30 days. If a project impacts your business for a full month, that is substantial impact. And finally, it's imperative that MnDOT do mitigation work to better understand the impact construction projects have on local businesses, because let's face it, construction has tons of variables. We think winter has tons of variables, construction season has tons of variables. Our project on Arcade has already seen a complete closure that surprised 45 businesses 3 months early. If MnDOT were charged with the mitigation fund and had to adjust project costs to accommodate that change from 1 month to 6 months of mitigation, MnDOT could move quicker with their construction partners to try to lessen that impact, save that money, and rebuild trust with communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dunning. Okay, so next up are Paul Austin, Jim Hurst is at the table, and Joe Harrington. Welcome, Mr. Austin.
Good afternoon, Chair Dibble, Co-Chairs Cagle and Kosnick, representatives, members of the committee. My name is Paul Austin. I'm with the Minnesota Safety Council. I'm here today to speak directly to the traffic safety aspects of this bill. For the record, I'm also a member of the Advisory Council on Traffic Safety. For starters, virtually everything that goes on inside a transportation bill that supports infrastructure has a safety component. So we want to recognize that up front and thank you all for your support of work on our transportation systems. Secondly, there's a number of items that are the same or similar between the House and Senate bills that we think are very worthy of continued support. One is the Traffic Safety Data Analytics Center, which helps identify high-risk zones and practices. The second one is the Drug Evaluation and Classification Program. That program is an outgrowth of the legalization of marijuana in some ways, and is very critical now as we see impairment increasing on our roadways. So we'd appreciate your continued support of both of those. There are some differences. The Senate has a program to incorporate work zone education into new drivers' education. We would support that. Work zones are a unique risk, and new drivers can benefit from learning about them early. The second is the funding and description of uses and grant authorities for the Advisory Council on Traffic Safety. The Senate provides more funding for the Advisory Council. In the current biennium, there was something on the range of $20 million that were appropriated for traffic safety activities that were similar to or like the work that the Advisory Council is doing. The Senate bill has approximately $5 million total in that for the next biennium. We believe that would be very helpful to continue the work that is continuing right now. Our roads are not getting safer. They're staying about the same. We're kind of holding our own. We'd hate to lose ground as we move forward. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Austin. Mr. Hurst.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the Conference Committee. My name is Jim Hurst. I'm here today on behalf of the Minnesota Deputy Registrars Association. We are a trade group representing the vast majority of Minnesota's deputy registrars' offices, including those operated by county, city, and privately held individuals. I'm here today to speak briefly to thank both House and Senate members for the inclusion of the no-fee reimbursement language in the bills and encourage its approval. However, there is also language, only in the House language, that pertains to online driver's license renewals and replacements. We are opposed to that as it is currently stated in that bill, simply because it does not include revenue sharing back with deputy registrar offices. The no-fee reimbursement is pegged at about $2 million a year for deputies, which is sorely needed. However, the online driver's license transactions, DVS will realize close to $2 million in revenues from doing that. That $2 million is coming from our offices. So basically, it's a wash for us. I wish to remind members that over the last 5 years, the legislature commissioned not one, but two independent study reports, the King Report and the Barry Dunn Report, as well as an Office of Legislative Auditor report in between that. They all came with the same conclusions and confirmed what we have been saying for years, that we need help. But two of the things that they primarily focused on was the fact that one of the reasons that our offices are struggling is because of the online competition that DVS takes from our offices. That is our only source of revenue. Both these reports strongly recommended revenue sharing as a condition for online transactions that DVS does. With that, my time is up, and I thank you all, and I encourage any of you, if you have any questions, please seek me out during the conference committee. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hurst. Welcome, Mr. Harrington.
Thank you, Chair Dibble, Chair Cagle, and Chair Kosnick, and other members of the committee. My name is Joe Harrington, and I'm the policy manager at Our Streets. Our organization aims to build safe and sustainable transportation systems in Minnesota that promote vibrant communities across our state. I'm here today to voice strong opposition against the provisions in the House version of the bill that undercut and delay our state's nation-leading VMT climate law and the implementation of that law, as well as the cuts to active transportation and transit across our state, including in greater Minnesota. Investing in people-oriented transportation systems is pragmatic, and it'll save us a lot of money in the long run. Transportation is our largest source of emissions and also the second highest household spending category, so we really do need to address these issues. Estimates have shown that addressing them through the VMT law could lower household transportation costs by $1,700 a year, create good union-paying jobs, increase traffic safety, and better reconnect our communities. With our looming maintenance burden and ever-rising demand for multimodal transportation, community connectivity, and safety on our system, it's really time to think differently, and we do have to enable MnDOT to do so. And to that end, I would like to voice our strong support for the forward-thinking measures in the Senate version of the bill that would clarify the definition of highway purposes to include transit, biking, and pedestrian infrastructures along our trunk highway system. Fundamentally, this measure creates a transportation system for all by funding and facilitating investments in all modes of transportation in our trunk highway right-of-ways, which take very different forms across our state, from large urban freeways to neighborhood arterials to greater Minnesota main streets. It's time to invest holistically and meet local and context-specific needs. This measure conforms with the Constitution's language, intent, and Minnesota case law that really wants to have highway purposes serve all of the purposes that highways serve in our society today. So this measure will build good governance and fiscal responsibility, align projects along our trunk system, and provide maximum flexibility with our existing funding today, giving MnDOT the power to do more and better with fewer existing resources. Furthermore, again, it really gives us the power to implement our nation-leading VMT law. Thank you all for your time and consideration. Urge you to support these measures, and looking forward to working with the conference committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harrington. Next, I'll call up Tanner Fritzinger, Peter Wininius, and Julia Kukonen. Huh? My apologies, Juka. Not reading closely. All right, we'll start with Mr. Fritzinger.
Thank you, Chair Dibble, Chair Kosnick, and Chair Cagle, and members of the committee. My name is Tanner Fritzinger, and I'm a political affairs coordinator for the Minnesota Association of Professional Employees. We are a union representing over 19,000 members working in public service across all state agencies, boards, and commissions. Thank you for the opportunity to share our perspective on House File 2438 today. First, we want to say thank you for the operating adjustments from both bodies put forward in their proposals. MATE members at the Department of Transportation develop planning proposals and projects, ensure that contracts are properly prepared, and conduct various research projects across the state. The sufficient and necessary increases provide our members with the means to properly do their jobs, while also maintaining the appropriate levels of service that Minnesotans have come to expect. We also want to voice our support for the change in the Senate's proposal, which would temporarily adjust the auto parts sales tax percentage appropriated to the Highway User Tax Distribution Fund in 2028 from 43.5% to 36.5%, and in 2029 to 29.5%. This is a responsible way to help address the forecasted budget deficit in that biennium. When this change was implemented in 2023, the transportation committees took a reasonable phased-in approach to the Highway User Tax Distribution Fund dedication in the event of a potential general fund budget shortfall. This short-term readjustment of the dedication gives our state much-needed flexibility during a time of budget uncertainty at both the state and federal level. We ask that you adopt the Senate's position on this matter. Thanks again for the opportunity to share our input.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wininius, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Peter Wininius from Sierra Club North Star chapter. 2 years ago, the legislature passed a transportation bill to lead us into the future. In particular, I'll focus on the greenhouse gas and VMT reduction targets, which will not only help Minnesota to do our part on climate, it will also make our roads safer in the process. So the proposals before you represent a stark choice. Move forward or go backward? Will we delay the climate law at the urging of those who never supported it and want to repeal it? Let's remember, some who claim it's too difficult for MnDOT to obey the law also oppose making it easier on MnDOT. The Senate bill moves us forward. It gives MnDOT the flexibility to obey the law in the most cost-effective way. For example, allowing MnDOT to use their existing funds to incorporate highway bus rapid transit on MnDOT's highways. I won't recount again the epic quest to reconstruct 35W incorporating Orange Line, except for the conclusion. It should not take 20 years and a bridge collapse to rebuild a freeway that accommodates a BRT line that has broad bipartisan support. But MnDOT did not have the flexibility to build it right. So we spent years on process, lining up funding streams, which nickel, which dime pays for which project component, which agency. Government shouldn't stand in its own way. That is not the path to jobs and abundance. If the flexibility in the Senate bill is made law, the benefits will extend far beyond Orange Line, far beyond obeying the law with lower emissions. We could get a steady stream of construction jobs, which we're going to need now, building a BRT network that provides access to people to their jobs. And the benefits would extend to many parts of the metro area which will never be served by rail. Here's the Highway BRT study. It's been sitting on a shelf for over a decade. It's still online. Despite the 2023 historic bill, Highway BRT remains an orphan mode in need of adoption. The Senate bill is what's needed for that adoption, and you all are the adoption agency. MnDOT needs flexibility to design and build multimodal options into projects upfront, and the Senate bill will do that. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Wininius. Mr. Cucinan. Thank you.
Yeah. Dear Chair, dear members of committee, my name is Yukon Cucinan. I have worked as an EV market consultant here in Minnesota for the last 15 years. I also teach EV market and technologies class at the University of St. Thomas. Since I'm an automotive engineer, let's do some math. According to the Department of Energy's 2022 National Household Travel Survey, EVs average 12,400 miles per year. That's compared to 14,100 miles for gasoline vehicles and high of 17,500 miles for diesel vehicles. If those 12,400 miles that the average EV is driven every year would be driven with a gas-powered hybrid Toyota Prius, getting 45 miles per gallon, the driver would pay $87 for gas tax every year. EVs, though, are much more efficient with average MPG of 100 mpge. So using this gas tax calculation formula, which is the only one in use right now, we get that 100 miles per gallon EV driving those same 12,400 miles a year should pay $39 of gas tax. $39. So even if we ignore the extra dollars that EV owners already pay to Minnesota Highway User Tax Distribution Fund due to higher sales tax and higher tap fees, just by looking at the straight gas tax comparison, current $75 annual fee is higher than what is EV owners' fair share. So this basic math doesn't support increasing our current $75 annual fee at all. Correct course of action would be to index the current $75 EV gas tax and raise both the same percentage when we need more funding for our roads. And EVs are just a small percentage of our fleet right now, so increasing this fee won't really provide a good impact for our roads. It would actually have a negative impact on Minnesota's economy, because since every EV we get on Minnesota roads improves our state economy. Combined with $250 upcoming federal fee, this will have a very big decline on EV registration here in Minnesota if we take that fee. So this is not at all good for Minnesota. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cucinan. And next, I will call Kathleen Schuler, MJ Karpio, and Sarah Wolf. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Chair Dibble, Chair Kosnick, and Chair Cagle, and committee members. I'm Kathleen Schuler. I'm State Policy Director with Health Professionals for Healthy Climate. We oppose 3 provisions in House File 2438 that would delay action needed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in the transportation sector. We oppose a 3.5-year delay in implementing reductions in greenhouse gases and vehicle miles traveled called for in the Climate Impact on Highways Law in the House version. We also, delaying climate action increases exposure to air pollution, resulting in more premature deaths and increased incidence of respiratory and cardiovascular diseases. Air pollution from fossil fuel combustion is responsible for 350,000 premature deaths in the United States each year. Reducing carbon emissions and air pollution saves lives, especially in environmental justice communities that experience disproportionately high levels of traffic air pollution due to historical siting of highways in BIPOC and low-income communities. We also oppose the proposed cuts to public and active transit, including safe routes to school. Walkable and bikeable communities are a cost-effective way to reduce greenhouse gases and improve health. Prioritizing active transportation also has significant health co-benefits by decreasing cardiovascular disease and diabetes, which saves lives as well as healthcare costs. There was a study from 2012 in the Midwest that found that nearly 1,300 premature deaths were avoided, and there were health savings of $8 billion through substituting short car trips with biking or walking. And finally, we oppose the steep increase in the electric vehicle surcharge. EVs already pay their fair share through higher tab fees and motor vehicle sales tax. A $200 fee places an additional cost burden on lower to middle income EV purchasers at a time when we need even stronger incentives to encourage vehicle electrification. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Schuler. Ms. Karpio.
Good afternoon, Chairs Dibble, Cagle, and Kosnick. My name is MJ Karpio, Executive Director of Move Minnesota and Move Minnesota Action. For the purpose of time, please refer to this letter, coalition letter with over 19 organizations and more individuals. But for this, I'll just focus on a couple of provisions. As you've already heard, over the last 2 years, Minnesota has become more well-known across the country as a leader in supporting public transit and active transportation and climate resiliency projects. This is all thanks to local advocacy, legislators like yourself, and agency leaders. But we are, however, seeing attempts to roll back this critical progress, all when we're counting on a transportation bill that continues to move us forward instead of backwards. So to create a transportation system that works for everyone, I urge you to restore funding for Metro Transit. There are cuts included in both the Senate and the House bills. This is important because it would limit Metro Transit's ability to expand the transit system at the rate that we need after decades of underinvestment. In addition to long-term and dedicated, funding needs to be predictable. And funding for public transit is predictable funding for public transit is necessary for agencies to plan and think creatively. And all of this takes time and a cultural shift, but we've already seen the transformative role that transit can play in improving people's lives when it receives the investment that it deserves. Second, I ask you to reject the 3.5-year delay in implementation to the Transportation Greenhouse Gas Emissions Impact Assessment. It's proposed in the House bill. MnDOT leadership does not support this delay, and instead they want to align highway projects with our state's greenhouse gas emissions and vehicle miles traveled reduction goals. We need to reevaluate the status quo of problem solving of lane expansion, when we know that the results are short-lived. And so Minnesotans want more than one way to get around. We need policies and resources that make it accessible and convenient to bus, bike, walk, and roll. And with federal uncertainty for transportation, now is exactly the time for state leaders to reassure Minnesotans that we can rely on your continued leadership on transit and environmental stewardship here at home. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome, Ms. Wolf.
Thank you, Chairs Dibble, Cagle, and Kosnick, and members of the conference committee. I apologize for that. My name is Sarah Wolf, and I'm the Strategic Policy Director with Minnesota Interfaith Power and Light, where we work with faith communities across the state to promote climate solutions that are equitable and effective. Thank you for your work on the Transportation Omnibus and the opportunity to share concerns around the deep cuts to transit, biking, and walking presented in the House version of the Omnibus. Transit gives people of all ages options to affordably move around, whether it's the Metro or Mankato or Moorhead. Our transit systems need investment in order to become robust, reliable, and truly convenient for people, and that is deeply compromised with the cuts proposed in the House budget. A $12 million each biennium cut to Greater Minnesota Transit, and a $40 million cut to Metro Transit in 2026, followed by a $64 million cut in the next biennium. Cuts to the collective transit, biking, and walking systems that serve everyone, regardless of whether any one individual in particular uses it, are especially disturbing to see against the backdrop of tremendous tax exemptions. This state seems poised to continue serving up to the very richest companies in the world: Meta, Microsoft, Google, Amazon. The hundreds of millions of dollars these companies are told they need not pay into our sales tax base for the hardware, software, and electricity they use as they build enormous data centers are dollars that could be and should be used to prevent cuts to transit, to healthcare, to education. We should not be trading harm to our communities to line the pockets of billionaires. We also note that the House bill finds money for lots of roadway earmarks, including earmarks for projects, even though there are much bigger safety issues at other locations not receiving earmark funding. We urge members of this conference committee and the legislature to do all it can to limit cuts to transit, biking, and walking, to reconsider to whom it is handing out favors, and to construct a budget that serves the hardworking people of Minnesota rather than asking them to give more but receive less, so that tax favors to super billionaires can continue.
Thank you very much. All right. I will now call on CJ Linder, Jerome Johnson, and Nick Hague. All right. Welcome, Mr. Linder.
Thank you, Chair Dibble, committee members. My name is CJ Linder. I'm the Education and Policy Manager at the Bicycle Alliance of Minnesota. We're an organization that works statewide to represent Minnesotans who care about being able to walk, bike, and roll safely and comfortably. Thank you to the committee members and authors for their common sense, bipartisan work, and leadership. Policies supporting active transportation are popular in every part of the state and benefit all of us, even if we don't consider ourselves to be active people. We all move about as pedestrians at times, including when we arrived here today at this hearing. And people want and deserve to be safe and comfortable when walking, biking, and rolling. Studies consistently show that access to safe walking and biking is the single most important factor when families are deciding where to live, above even access to schools, parks, shopping, or anything else. The best policies are ones that are described as common sense and don't need a detailed explanation. It wasn't so long ago that bicycles were prohibited from using studded tires on the streets in winter, or using a flashing red light to be seen at night, riding on the shoulder even on a high-speed road, and drivers were forbidden from crossing a double yellow line to give safe passing distance. Credit to past legislatures that fixed these common sense issues that today we don't even give a second thought to. We applaud the common sense policies in the omnibus bills, including decriminalizing jaywalking when the road is clear. We support granting planners and engineers greater flexibility to design roads that meet their local needs in accordance with nationally recognized standards without needing to go through MnDOT's burdensome process for exemptions, and this will result in safer roads at lower costs. We're encouraged by the bipartisan leadership supporting the Safe Routes to School program and for clarifying the e-bike rebate program to direct rebates to Minnesotans with the greatest needs, specifically those with a disability and from low-income households. Thanks again for working together to improve life for your constituents and for all Minnesotans. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you, committee members. My name is Jerome Johnson. I'm here on behalf of SLR 81, a transportation advocacy group based out of Robbinsdale. And I'm also here as co-founder and officer of CART, Citizen Advocates for Regional Transit. At CART, it focuses generally on mobility, and we tend to lean towards light rail as a solution to transit problems when it makes sense. Today, our organizations are giving our support to Section 76 of HF 2438, requiring a bus rapid transit alternative mode analysis of the Blue Line extension. Our support for that legislation has three primary components. Number one, doing so forces consistency with a 2015 environmental impact statement that justified the original Blue Line extension. As a competitor to the Blue Line extension, locally preferred alternative back then, there was a bus rapid transit option that basically ran up and down the entire length of Broadway. That particular option was highly cost-effective and scored well, but did not stack up well against the high-speed Blue Line extension, and this came in second. Fast forward to 2024, in the paperwork trying to justify the current Blue Line extension that also runs up and down the middle of West Broadway, there is no such inclusion of a bus rapid transit alternative running up and down the same pathway. Section 76 addresses that issue. Number two, it compels the Met Council to prove this handout wrong, and I've distributed that. You all should have a version of it. What it does is it makes case for bus rapid transit. The importance of that is we took a similar approach to the Riverview modern streetcar, and after years of trying, we compelled Ramsey County to come up with their own timetable, and they found that The modern streetcar, which will look a lot like the current Blue Line extension, was a couple mile an hour slower than the existing 54 bus. We want Met Council to basically come up with their own timetable for the Blue Line extension. Again, Section 76 addresses that. Finally, number 3, it holds Met Council and their project sponsors accountable to Governor Walz. Some of you may recall Governor Walz went on TV about 18 months ago, I believe, with Tom Huser, and simply said, if BRT makes sense, then let's do it, and let's take a look at it. Okay? Section 76 makes that happen. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Hague, welcome.
Thank you, Chairs Dibble, Kosnick, Cagle, and Conference Committee members. My name is Nick Hague, and I am the Electric Vehicles Senior Associate at Fresh Energy. Fresh Energy is a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization with over 30 years of experience developing practical yet bold clean energy policies that benefit all Minnesotans while helping the state meet our climate goals. Fresh Energy has spoken several times over this session against increasing the EV registration fee. There are many reasons for this opposition, from the need to fight climate change to the fact that EV owners already pay their fair share to roadway funding. We remain opposed to the $200 fee included in both the House and Senate Transportation Omnibus bill. This fee will not solve the underlying roadway funding gap. Instead, it will push electric vehicles out of reach for low to moderate income drivers for whom more affordable EV options were just becoming available in the new and especially used car market. By almost tripling the current EV fee, any equitable shift underway in EV ownership will be thrown in reverse. Last week, news broke that the federal government may also be instituting a new EV fee. U.S. lawmakers are currently considering a $250 federal fee on electric vehicles. Taken on top of the state fee proposed here, this would mean Minnesotans who have opted to drive cleaner vehicles would be hit with an annual fee of $450, a dramatic change from the current $75 fee. EVs make up less than 1% of our passenger vehicles. Nearly tripling the state EV registration fee will not plug the hole in our roadway funding, but it will make it harder for more Minnesotans to be able to buy an EV and make a more sustainable and healthier choice for their households and communities. For these reasons and more, we strongly oppose the EV fee increase and urge lawmakers to reconsider its inclusion in the final bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hague. All right, next I'll call up Maya Rubicowski, Roger Klisch, and James Tucker. Welcome.
So my name is Maya Rubicowski, and I came in here just to speak a
little more closer to the microphone, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. I came in here to talk about, one, the impact it would cause to me about Metro Transit not being funded to be able to keep their North Star alive. The North Star is kind of something that affects me personally because I live in Big Lake, which is kind of where the home garage is. So I know there's multiple people in my community who would be directed just based on jobs. Not only on jobs, would there be an entire community who no longer has that capability to transport themselves down to the cities just as fast. Big Lake and Elk River do not have at the moment any sort of like a for sure how they're going to fix it. They're just kind of left in the blank and told, well, we'll have something. That's kind of crazy to me. I've been able to rely on this system since I was a kid. I was born in Brooklyn Park. So my mom was able to just kind of rely on that train if I needed to get somewhere for activities and things. I was able to continue my life and not just have to drop everything and meet new friends and continue life on a different place. I was able to kind of commute back and forth between the two. Not only that, when it came time for me to look into college this upcoming year, I have the opportunity to go to a school called Circus Juventus down in St. Paul. There's 2 schools in the entire country that I can choose to go to for circus. One of them happens to be in our home state. What a miracle. That's wonderful. I have a little sister in this room who will then get to stay with me, and I won't have to leave that behind if I can continue to rely on this transportation. I can't even decide whether or not I want to make this commitment because up in the air right now is whether or not I'll have this transportation on the way home. I would really, really love to be able next year to say that I can go to a home school in my state instead of having to find elsewhere, because I know that there's an Amtrak that runs to the one elsewhere. The train is so successful at the moment, and what I see in my city, it would be a shame.
Thank you. Mr. Klisch.
Hi, my name is Roger Klisch, a resident of Stillwater, Minnesota. I speak in opposition to the new EV tax. Most EV owners have no problem paying our fair share of road tax, but we are already at that point. I would like to make the point that EV have a public benefit that save us tax dollars. Dirty air from fossil fuel cars cost us healthcare dollars, as well as cost from environmental impacts of mining, piping, refining, shipping, burning fossil fuels, and spills, and more. Further, this country subsidizes oil companies that allows gasoline to be sold cheaper. EV owners do not get that benefit. Gasoline, in my opinion, really should have a sin tax, much like alcohol or tobacco, because it's a harmful product to our world. But it gets a subsidy. This is backward, adding more fees to an electric vehicle that is helping our world is simply backward. I encourage EVs to be supported, not penalized. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Tucker.
To the chairs and to the members of the committee, thank you for your time. My name is James Tucker. It's my first time in this building. It's very nice. I get it. I hear it all the time. When I volunteer to talk to people at the state fair or the auto show to tell them how great it is to drive an EV, one of the things I hear is, you EV drivers, you don't pay any gas tax. You don't pay for our roads. But is that true? A Great Plains Institute report shows that a Toyota Prius driving 12,000 miles a year pays about $61 in gas taxes. A Honda Accord, about $72. So with a $75 fee, I already pay more than those cars, regardless of how many miles I drive. But maybe that's not fair. My car is heavier than those cars. Well, my Kia Niro isn't, but never mind. So I should pay more, right? The proposal to raise the fee by 267%, from $75 to $200, well, is that fair? Well, if it is, then here's an idea. Let's get rid of the gas tax and charge all cars that same amount. That would be fair. It's easy to implement, and the state would get all of its money up front. That's great for budgeting, I suppose, right? But do you think that fossil fuel car owners would like that? Of course not, because it's not fair. It's punitive. And if a new federal EV tax is passed, the punishment could be more than doubled. I don't understand why I should be punished. I mainly drive an EV because they're great cars, they're easy to maintain, and they're fun to drive. I think we should all be driving them to reduce the amount of carbon we're putting in the atmosphere. These added taxes will work against that goal. We want to put more people into EVs, not fewer. I urge you not to support this punitive tax. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up we have Richard Duncan, Glenn Johnson, and Matthews Hollinshead. All right, Mr. Duncan.
Thank you, Chairs Dibble, Kosnick, Cagle, and members. My background is discussed in my written comments. I strongly urge the conferees not to raise the annual Minnesota tax on electric vehicles from $75 to $200. This is not the time to take any state action that makes EVs less attractive to potential purchasers, but with the U.S. House also considering, as we've heard, a $250 per EV annual tax. Our family has been all EV for 10 years. We pay our fair share. The electricity we purchase from NSP is not free. We also pay taxes and franchise fees on that electricity. The proposal before your conference committee is considering, when combined with the proposed federal EV tax, will raise the cost of owning an EV, 2 EVs, family's worth, to $900 per year. Asking a family to pay an additional $900 per year in federal and state taxes on 2 EVs would essentially ensure that no Minnesota family will go all EV in the future. It's just too much of a sudden disincentive. It's like you were paying 2 additional annual registration fees. MnDOT's own website features a study by the agency that shows that even at the current $75 per year, EVs contribute more to the state highway fund than do comparable gas-powered vehicles. I want to repeat that documented fact because I think you should be focused on it. At $75 per year, EVs currently contribute more to the state highway fund than comparable gas-powered vehicles. There's no justifiable cost-based reason to increase the annual tax on EVs, especially at a point when federal EV taxes are likely to increase. I urge all members of the conference committee to strip out this increased EV tax from the bill. It's an unjustified burden to people at all income levels from doing the simplest and most empowering thing you can do to lower your carbon footprint: buy or lease an electric vehicle. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you to the chair and members of the committee to speak today. My name is Glenn Johnson, and I serve on the Transportation Advisory Board, TAB, at the Met Council as a citizen member, and I chair the Active Transportation Work Group, which is making recommendations for how to allocate regional active transportation funds collected through the regional sales and use tax passed in 2023. I submitted written testimony on behalf of myself, my vice chair of the Active Transportation Work Group, Brian C. Martinson, and the TAB chair, James Hovland. I'm speaking in support of the suicide prevention features in the Washington Avenue Bridge project that was mentioned earlier today in testimony, but ask that the funding source be examined more closely. In the Senate bill, $9 million of active transportation sales tax funds are allocated to this project, which is 40% of annual revenue collected. This will have a significant impact on what these new funds could do for people biking, walking, and rolling in the metro area. In 2024, the TAB moved urgently to award $18 million across 15 projects throughout the region for pedestrian and safe routes to schools improvements to be started in 2025 and 2026. If $9 million is removed from this one project, or for this one project, the account will be emptied, limiting prospective projects awarded in 2026 that could be built through 2028, a significant impact for many communities. The Washington Avenue Bridge project is important and falls into a jurisdictional tricky spot between Hennepin County and the University of Minnesota. The most appropriate funding source would be through the bonding bill, given the size of the project and the shared ownership of different parts of the bridge. The legislative intent for the use of the active transportation funds allocated to TAB was for them to be awarded competitively for projects across the region. I asked the conference committee to reconsider including this project in the bonding bill if possible, and thinking creatively about funding sources instead of using solely a sales tax collected across the region that would spend 40% of annual revenue collected on one project without use of a competitive funding process. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you so much. Mr. Holland.
Good afternoon, committee members and committee chairs. I am the Conservation Chair of the Sierra Club, but I have submitted a letter from that perspective. So what I will say here is, as a member of All Aboard Minnesota, which advocates for greater intercity passenger rail. I'll just read a couple paragraphs of this letter, which is also in your packet, was just handed out at the beginning of this meeting. We, meaning All Aboard, we oppose the proposed cuts of $4.44 million each year for the next 2 fiscals in operating support for Borealis service between Twin Cities and Chicago. Ridership has far surpassed all projections in its first year. The Borealis has one of the highest fare box recovery ratios of Midwest corridors. To cut operating support for a service the public and local communities greatly value would undermine public trust and the success of the Borealis. We also support the allocation of $200,000 from the general fund in the next fiscal for a Minnesota share of matching funds for the Big Sky North Coast Corridor, proposed intercity rail service connecting Minnesota, North Dakota, and Montana. Planning for this federally recognized corridor is being led by Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority in Montana. And then the final thing I want to mention is I also am an EV owner, and the $200 surcharge, also this current 75 surcharge, is a flat tax. Gas tax is proportional to how much you use the roads, so it has a very rational relationship with that. A flat tax like the $200 surcharge will be paid even by those who have a car in the garage and only use it once a week. So I suggest that we should, if we're going to continue charging a surcharge for EVs, it should be related to how much electricity is used in charging those vehicles. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. All right, we will now call J.R. Burke, Joel Carlson, and John Wright. All right, Mr. Burke.
Thank you, Chairs Dibble, Cagle, and Kosnick. My name is J.R. Burke with Polaris, here supporting a provision in the Senate file on ATV weight and encouraging you to retain it in your final conference report. It may surprise you that this conference committee represents counties where more than 1 in 5 of Minnesota's many hundreds of thousands of AT owners reside. The largest concentration being here in the 7-county metro. In fact, just next door, Hennepin County accounts for the second most ATV owners behind only St. Louis County. And Representative Cagle, you'd be assured to know that Anoka County is a strong third. Polaris has long supported well-managed ATV recreation in Minnesota, which is why we and others have spent many sessions with you and your colleagues informing how ATV weight that your constituents increasingly desire interact with the environment. More specifically, the trails they are legally able to operate them on today. As your handout shows in your packet, the fact is that ATVs your constituents ride are mandated to be equipped with non-highway tires. This low-pressure flotation tire technology is very pliable, meaning that as the ATV weight increases, the amount of weight against the trail below it does not. Instead, the area the tire contacts, an engineering term called contact patch, increases, effectively dissipating the additional weight this provision would permit. In summary, members, more weight for ATVs does not equal more environmental impact. Additionally, while consumer demand for ATVs above 2,000 pounds continues to grow in Minnesota, ATVs below this weight is the largest segment. But as this segment grows, it does so in two very important ways. The largest driver of weight in today's ATVs is cab systems, which can serve a valuable safety function for your constituents when used with other safety systems like seatbelts, which are also standard on heavier Class 2 ATVs. The other important enabler of this ATV weight increase is the move towards electric alternatives to gas-powered ATVs. This empowers ATV manufacturers to continue investing in technologies that will reduce both air and exhaust emissions for ATVs that are operated on our public lands. We encourage you to include this provision in your final conference report and appreciate the opportunity to visit with you today.
Thank you so much. Mr. Carlson, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members, Madam Chair. I'm Joel Carlson. I own a legal research and government affairs business here in St. Paul, and I represent Uber Technologies. I'd like to speak to Section 103 of the bill on the Senate side, which is a study that is intended to get at the issue of additional wave or wheelchair accessible vehicles for providing rides with disabilities. It started with a bill of Senator Carlson's and had a chance to talk with him. Rather than talk about what's in the study, Mr. Chairman, could I have your indulgence just to say where we would like to go with this? We think this is an important issue, and we would like to study the supply and the demand first before we get to a solution, which I think that the current version maybe gets us to. We need to know how we can increase the supply of accessible vehicles. We need to improve the response time, and how can we do that? We need to maximize efficiency. These studies are going on in other jurisdictions, and one of the things they've done is they have promoted the availability of on-demand services for people with the needs for wheelchair accessible vehicles. I also think that the study needs to expand its scope to deal with more individuals. I think we need to bring in our public transit providers, our individual TNC companies, advocacy groups, and also look at technology, which I think really has caused great advancements, even from the last study that Representative Koznick was partnering with maybe 7 years ago. The technology of how we can aggregate supply and meet demand has really been advanced. So I'd like to see us study that, and we would like to partner with MnDOT and others to make that happen. And that would be our comments, Mr. Chairman. We'd be eager to participate in such a study, but would have concerns about the existing language in Section 103. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Carlson. Mr. Reich.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. John Reich, represent Lyft with Cozen and Connor Public Strategies, and I recognize as the last testifier on the list, my primary job is to get out of this seat. So in the interest of brevity, I would like to just say that I agree with everything that Mr. Carlson said. I think we would all like to work together toward the ends that he discussed. For Lyft's part, we do operate some sort of wave programming in 9 different cities across the country, so it's not a new issue to us. It's something we're interested in continuing to explore. I know Senator Carlson and I have had a number of conversations. We've also had conversations with Ms. Joan Wilshire and some of the advocates with the team from Lyft about how to move forward on this as well. And just want to commit to the committee here today that we are interested in continuing to explore this in the same way that Mr. Carlson described. We believe that study would be more productive than some of the language that's already contained in the bill. And so for that, Mr. Chair, thank you for the time.
Thank you, Mr. Reich. So now I'll just do a general call for folks to make their way forward if they hadn't had a chance to sign up yet to testify. Please come forward. Welcome. Whoever would like can start. Please introduce yourself for the record, and we'll give you each 2 minutes like everyone else. Thanks.
All right. I'll start. Good morning, Chair Dibble, Chair Cagle, Chair Koznick, and members of the committee. My name is David Stiggers, and I'm the president of the Amalgamated Transit Union Local 1005. I represent the more than 2,500 public transit members who work to keep the Twin Cities and surrounding metro area moving and growing. I rise today to speak in strong opposition to the proposed termination of the North Star commuter rail service. This decision would inflict far-reaching harm on the communities that rely on this system, communities like Elk River, Big Lake and Ramsey, Anoka, Coon Rapids, and Fridley. These cities have built housing, businesses, and infrastructure around the expectation that reliable commuter rail would be part of their future. Pulling the plug on North Star now would not only break that promise, it would also set those communities back for decades. The financial cost of ending service is staggering. Minnesota would be required to repay up to $100 million in federal funds, not to mention the cost to deconstruct platforms, overhead bridges, and other infrastructure. With the right marketing strategy and service improvements, we can drive ridership back up. People will ride this train, especially if they know it's reliable and it's here to stay. Eliminating North Star would mean the loss of dozens of skilled, good-paying rail maintenance jobs. These are union jobs, solid blue-collar careers that support families, sustain local economies, and preserve a critical knowledge base in transportation infrastructure. Every year, major events bring tens of thousands of people into the Twin Cities. Professional football, baseball, basketball, there's soccer, and there's major concerts. North Star is a key access point for suburban and greater Minnesota residents attending these events. Eliminating the service will cut off that vital connection and eliminate the potential revenue it brings. Then we don't have to go backwards. A second BNSF rail line is already in place, making it both practical and cost-effective to extend service to St. Cloud and eventually to Rice, Minnesota, where the original tent started. And that would immediately expand access and ridership. Additionally, there's already $200,000 allocated for the development of Big Sky Corridor project, reinforcing the direction we should be moving forward. And I'll be quick. MnDOT's own report recommended expansion, not elimination. So I thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Please introduce yourself for the record. Proceed.
My name is Dave Butts. I'm the Vice President of the Amalgamated Transit Union. Thank you, Chairs Dibble, Cagle, Koznick, and the committee. I'm here to speak today on behalf of our members and the broader community served by North Star Rail. It is not in the public's best interest to shut down this vital service. Instead, we should be focusing on revitalizing it through a strong marketing campaign and by pushing forward the long overdue extension of St. Cloud and beyond. Significant investment has already been made, including 8 miles of track laid near Becker that have yet to be put to use. For many in this region, North Star Rail is not just convenient, it's essential. It serves the only means of transportation for some residents, especially those commuting to work. This corridor has seen substantial improvements directly tied to the presence of the rail line. Developments like the apartment complexes near Big Lake and Elk River stations, as well as the upgrades made by local businesses, are just a few of the examples. Despite this, decisions by the Met Council and MnDOT appear to ignore the voices of the people most affected. Let's not forget, we are here to serve the public, not ourselves. The citizens have spoken, and what they're asking for is not a shutdown, but investment, vision, and commitment to their needs. We, the people, urge our lawmakers to stop the closure of North Star Rail and start investing in the communities that you represent. I appreciate your time for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. All right, would anyone else like to testify? Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, we will close this portion of our hearing and turn our attention to other matters. All right, so earlier today we had prepared a sheet with same similars as a mere suggestion of some items we could go over, possibly find agreement on and adopt and start building our conference committee report. I did get an indication that maybe not all of these were quite ready for the prime time, or we just haven't had enough time to consider them. So, no pressure. We can do whatever we want. I will turn to the House chairs to see what your desires are.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Without budget targets right now, I think it's kind of difficult to make some of these decisions, especially with policy tying so close to finances. And so I would just like to take the time to kind of look through some of these and see what provisions we agree on that might not have some fiscal implications.
All right. Chair Koznick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Chair Cagle. I appreciate getting started on this. It just was presented to me right before we walked in, so we haven't had time to discuss them much. And just as the three chairs even just discussed the general differences and similarities in the bill, just to kind of get a sort of a meeting of the minds. But I appreciate this. I'm not ready to act on it, but I am available tonight, tomorrow, and over the weekend. And I do recognize we don't have targets, but there's work that we can do to just kind of get there. So if you want to give me a call, we can grab lunch or whatever. However you guys want to do it, I'm available and committed to keeping the work going, just to be prepared for when we do get targets.
Very good. Would there be any, and I'll take your lead, would there be any, just so that we're not keeping everyone in the dark here, any reluctance to, for us to post these publicly so that we know what we're discussing, potentially discussing? I mean, we don't have to, but.
Mr. Chair, you're looking at me, so I don't have any problem with that.
All right.
The bills are posted.
Great. So I'll just ask staff to post
that.
the items on the committee website, and we'll make some copies available to the room. Mr. Greenfield.
Mr. Chair, there will be distributed a landscape document that's slightly even different than what's in front of you, Representative Koznick. It includes House and Senate section numbers for A's and revisor numbers on the side-by-side, but it still contains the same substance of what you were reviewing, except for one section. I will note that the offer includes the House language for the electronic attestation for aircraft registration. The original offer that was sent over, and I believe that's before all members, included the Senate language. And after talking with the agency and other members, that we've decided to make the offer as the House language. So, in case there's confusion.
Right. All right. Well, that's great. And not a House Senate position. We're just creating a list of suggestions. So there's stakes are low, and and there's no pressure. All right, Mr. Chair.
Chair Dibble, having this other handout with the actual page and section numbers is more helpful than the original one, so we can make sure we understand what's being proposed. So thank you for that.
And we do have the A34 amendment, which would be attached to that third item, the DRs and DLAs, and that just in quick summary was a staff suggestion that appropriation be made an open appropriation. Ms. Boyd, Could you just quickly explain the rationale for that idea?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This was originally a governor's recommendation and written as a direct appropriation of the estimated amounts for the reimbursement payments to deputy registrars and driver's license agents. Upon further reflection and also suggestion from the agency, that it made more sense to make it an open appropriation so that it wasn't tied to the exact dollar amount per year, and that if it was slightly higher, slightly lower, that amount could just come out of the DVS operating account as needed.
Correct. So would it be fair to say if we're a specific amount, and then of course then the agency couldn't appropriate any more than that, it would effectively become a first come, first serve kind of reimbursement circumstance? Because we would run out of money at some point.
Mr. Chair, if I understood what you're saying, what's currently in the bill would be a first come, first serve.
Right.
The current language in both the House and Senate side, right, and this would change it into that the no-fee transactions that are listed specifically in the language would be able to be funded with this open appropriation and no limit on that.
Correct. All right, thanks. Chair Cagle.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And with the A34, is this an ongoing open appropriation?
Chair Cagle, yeah, I think it would be like forevermore, but Ms. Boyd, is that correct?
Mr. Chair, that's correct. The direct appropriation in the bill currently on both the House and Senate side is an ongoing appropriation. This would change it to an ongoing open appropriation. And again, the fiscal information has estimates that were made as direct appropriation. The understanding is that the open appropriation will be around that amount every year as well, but it may change slightly.
Thank you.
So I wouldn't anticipate it'd be a runaway amount of money that, you know, bankrupt the DVS operating fund. But we can have more conversation about
Mr.
it.
Chair,
I just wanted to explain what it was.
Yeah, I know I've had some reservations about appropriations to deputy registrars, and so I really would like us to take a look at that system. I know there's been lots of studies and stuff out there, but I know the DRs love when I say this, but you know, it's a business plan that's not real great because they can't set their own rates. And so it makes me wonder if there is a role for private entity in something that's delivering a public service. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know Mr. Hurst is well aware of my position, so thank you.
Very good. Okay, it feels like we're coming to a close here. Anything further, Chair Cagle? All right, Chair Koznick?
Chair Cagle will have the gavel next meeting. Just let us know when you want to post and do that then? Is that the next step?
Correct. So that's a good thing to talk about. So I do not anticipate we're meeting this weekend. As I understand how the gavel works is it goes through Saturday, which would be Chair Cagle's day, but I will just waive that and Monday, if should we come back in on Monday, or we'll just make that House day. All right, I won't demand to have the gavel twice in a row, so we're easy going here. All right, anything further, members? Senator Jasinski.
Mr. Chair, just in an effort to get things done, I'm seeing the printout, which was great, and I don't know if anybody's against it, or I just open the idea, and I don't know if staff agrees with it, make it easier, but we have 3 items that are basically identical, and they're both recommended to be included. I think it's R59, R50, R97, and R98. I don't think I have any issues with passing any of those today. At least we get some work done, just with the correction if we don't have to reprint everything for staff to redo it again. But I think we can move those items, get 3 things off our list, and hope to come back on Monday and get more done. But I think there's 3 items that are fairly non-controversial, that are identical, and would like to proceed with those if we could.
Mr. Greenfield had a response.
Senator Jasinski and Chair Dibble and members of the conference committee, I just want to identify that I forgot to finish the comparisons as Senator Jasinski was talking. So I'll note that the R143 provision relating to the extension of the disposition, traffic safety disposition study, as well as the rulemaking loss of voluntary control provisions, as well as the full service provider in Circle Pines, are also identical provisions between House and Senate.
All right.
So I think for purposes of, it's just more for the totality and the completeness of the comparison. I just wanted to make that known for everybody.
So we have a member going slightly rogue.
Yeah.
I think the House chairs had requested that they wanted to take more time to look at, I mean, I understand and I agree with you. That's why we sent the list, but I also indicated that we wanted to make sure that the House side was comfortable proceeding with either part, some or all of these. And I think the indication was they'd rather take the weekend to look at them.
And
I see a nodding.
Yeah, and Mr. Chair, I would propose that when we do come in on Monday, that we maybe have a set agenda of some of the differences between our language and really kind of, delve into the differences and get public input on language and preferential language from everybody. So.
Very good. All right. Is that okay, Senator Dixon? All right. I appreciate it. That's why you're here. Keep us going. Speaking up to give us a little energy here. But yeah, that's perfectly fine. To members of the public who, I think the sheet's out there now, who have a role or an interest, be ready to share your thoughts with us on Monday if you so desire. All right. Anything further? All right. I'm sure we'll all be talking over the weekend. With that, we are adjourned.